There's a common misconception, and it's really pervasive in all types of community, no matter your background, that debt is bad. If you have debt, then they're gonna haul you off to jail and it's gonna be horrible. But in reality, they lied. Debt can actually be a very valuable tool in building wealth. Make sure you smash that like button before we dive in. Now, there are two overarching types of debt. There's good debt and there's bad debt. Now, bad debt is what the average consumer interacts with. These are things like car loans, credit cards, payday loans, and anything else that doesn't help you build an asset base. If you don't have the cash for it and choose to go into debt, then it's considered bad debt. Good debt, on the other hand, is a type of debt that helps you increase your net worth or allows you to make a purchase that has future value. Examples of good debt are mortgages, business loans, consolidating debt at a lower interest rate, etc. Now that we know what good debt and what bad debt is, I'm going to dive into how to use debt to build wealth. 6 different strategies. Now, let's dive into the strategies the wealthy have been employing since the beginning of time to leverage debt and increase their net worth while other people struggle and backtrack with the same debt. Now, the first debt is mortgages. Now, this is especially true in the United States because everything is geared towards home ownership. There are so many tax incentives for owning your own home. This can be commercial real estate or residential real estate. The best type of real estate is residential real estate for commercial purposes. For example, a landlord that buys 20 residential homes to expand their portfolio wouldn't take out a residential loan on their personal credit. They take out a commercial loan which has different requirements and considerations, which we won't get into here. But what you need to know is that they're not personally liable for the loan. It's secured by the asset that's being purchased itself. Because it's being used for a commercial purpose, the next tool, the next kind of debt are business loans. Now, these are powerful tools that allow a business to grow much faster and accelerate wealth creation for the owners and employees. Depending on the size of the business, the loans can range from a few $1,000s to hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars. Irrespective of the amount, they're usually used to expand the business in some way. They can also be used to consolidate other loans. Common examples of what loans can be used for are equipment, land or property, marketing and advertising expenses, even in some cases, hiring more staff. Another benefit of a loan is the fact that the interest payments are considered an expense and reduce your overall tax liability. The next way to use debt are credit facilities for inventory. If a business is growing quickly, their profit alone may not be enough for them to keep up with demand for their customers. A line of credit for purchasing fast-moving inventory is a super effective way to use debt to build profit. The interest rates are well below the profit margins of most businesses, so you're essentially paying a service fee to borrow large sums of money, which can put a business in growth mode. But before credit facilities like this can be used, you usually have to hit a certain amount of turnover to show that you're a trustworthy borrower or that you can handle the loan. Another strategy that's really effective for using debt is debt consolidation. One of the major problems with debt is that there are many ways to acquire it. A bit from your credit card here, a bit from a student loan, a little more from that credit union. And before you know it, there are 10 different creditors knocking at your door. Not only the stress, but the interest rate can be a big problem when debt is gotten from so many different sources. To fight back, take out a loan to consolidate all of your debts into one place. For example, if your total debt is, say, $15,000, take out a loan from a financial institution for the total amount and pay off the debts from the individual creditors. So you'll wipe off that $15,000 from 10 different sources, and you'll be left with a loan of $15,000 from a single source. From there, you only pay the financial institution, and they usually have a much lower interest rate, especially if the majority of your debt is from credit cards. With the savings, you can make extra payments or start investing in the stock market or something else. Another powerful strategy is margin trading. Now, margin trading is much more advanced, and I don't recommend it if you're not familiar with the stock market. Go and educate yourself first and don't invest more into margin trading than you can afford to lose, i.e., don't take out another loan on your home for that sure bet with margin trading. Now that we've got that out of the way, Margin trading is when you borrow money from a broker to buy more stocks in the hope that a stock appreciates in value. Once it appreciates, you sell the stocks, pay the broker back, and you pocket the difference. That's your profit. That's your gain. Keep in mind that you can also lose big by margin trading. That's why I don't recommend this strategy for beginners or those who are living on the edge of financial stability. In fact, I don't even recommend this to most people if they don't have a very high risk tolerance. Another powerful strategy is called debt recycling. This is also an advanced strategy. So instead of just making regular payments on a mortgage, you take the equity from your payments out of the mortgage and use it to purchase other assets that can appreciate in value, usually stocks, and then use the return from those assets to pay down the mortgage. You're also able to deduct interest payments from your tax liability. This is a risky strategy because you're taking out an investment loan using your family home to secure it. If the investment tanks, you're still on the hook for the equity you've already pulled out of the home, which can put you under extreme financial strain. You can mitigate this by being conservative in the amount of equity that you pull out of your home, and I recommend that you're conservative, especially if this is your first merry-go-round. So those are 6 strategies that the wealthy have been using to create more money, to increase their net worth by taking advantage of debt. Not all debt is bad, and not all of these strategies will be for you. Go through the list of 6, choose the ones that make sense for you right now, and implement it. If you're interested in videos like this, make sure you leave a comment down below, like this video, and I will see you in the next one.